Good morning, Bulls. It's Friday, March 6th. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Oliver Rogers. Welcome back to this edition of Bullseye magazine. We're heading overseas to Italy in this edition of Deep Dive.
Have you ever asked a question, gotten an answer, but still wanted to know more?
Us too. Welcome to Deep Dive, where we find a question
And the answer?
and go on a deep dive to learn more. This week's question is, how long did it take to build the Tower of Pisa?
It took 199 years. Let's dive in. Located in the city of Pisa, Italy, construction of the Leaning Tower began in approximately 1173 in August. This was under the supervision of architect Bonanno Pisano. The tower was built in 3 stages. The first stage, the first floor, was surrounded by 15 columns with blind arches and white marble with classic capitals.
Due to unstable soil, the tower began to bend 5 centimeters in 1178 while building the 3rd floor. Because of this, construction came to a halt. This pause was very important because it allowed the ground to settle. Without it, the tower would have collapsed.
100 years later, construction was resumed by Giovanni di Simone. He tried to balance out the lean by building 4 floors vertically, but that plan ultimately failed. Skipping a handful of years, in 1835, architect Alessandro Gherardesca made the first restoration by replacing the unstable soil with marble.
In May of 2008, engineers announced that the tower finally stopped moving, and it's been stabilized long enough to last 200 years. You can even go inside this famous tower. You had to buy a ticket and conquer 250 spiral stairs.
Well, that's a wrap on this week's episode of Deep Dive. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Kylie. See you next show.
We have your top stories around the globe for you this morning. The search for Nancy Guthrie is going on a little over a month, and new leads have sent investigators down another rabbit hole. A glove recovered 2 miles from her home was tested for DNA. Unfortunately, the DNA found on the glove was unrelated to Guthrie's case. The nation and Guthrie's family anxiously awaits her return.
A PSA 9 first edition shadowless base set Charizard has sold for $40,000 in the UK. This card would have just cost you $2 in 1999, and in today's world is known as one of the holy grails of collecting. This year is the 30th anniversary for the Pokemon trading card game, and this was one of the ways people have been celebrating.
You may have noticed the big bright moon last night. This morning, there was a total lunar eclipse known as a blood moon. The eclipse beginning early this morning and peaking at around 6:33 a.m.
As we look to the skies, it's heating up here on the Sun Coast. Here's your weekend forecast.
Hey Bulls, Jeremy here with your weather for today. Today is a high of 89 with a low of 67. Let's take a quick look at what our weekend into next week temperatures will look like. Saturday is a high of 89 with a low of 66. Sunday is a high of 88 with a low of 66. Monday is a high of 88 with a low of 66 again. And Tuesday is a high of 90 with a low of 68. We also have a nice high UV index of 6 for both Saturday and Sunday. So get on out there and get yourselves a little bit of a tan. So I will see you guys next time. Go Bulls!
Staying here in local news for lunch today, we have mac sticks, ramen bowls, cornbread, french fries, and your choice of fresh fruit.
From now until the 13th, the Red Cross Club is hosting a sock drive to benefit military veterans. Drop off new socks at the boxes located in Student Services, the Media Center, and Miss Cleaner's Room 119.
We have no games here today at PCHS, so we head to the Raymond James this weekend for this week's edition of the Debatables.
Welcome back to the Debatables here at Raymond James. I'm your host, Jake Bandana, and our analysts are ready. It's kickoff time. The no days off lifestyle that basically runs the world for student athletes right now. We've all seen the TikToks of the 5 a.m. workouts and the grind never stops captions. But is year-round sports actually the cheat code to going pro, or are we just speedrunning towards massive burnout? John, you take it from here.
Since the popularization of travel ball sports in the 2000s, kids have been getting injured at a non-stop rate. Tommy John has become very common in baseball at a young age. Shin splints in track has been extremely common. In soccer, there's been stress fractures over and over. Point being, injuries are at an all-time rate. Michael Jordan and LeBron James are considered the greatest basketball players of all time. And what did they advise? They advised that kids need to play multiple sports per year to not burn themselves out. And they were both multiple sports athletes once as well. All year-round sports cause injuries, mental and physical stress, and so much more. Kids need to be able to play and have fun. On to Beckett.
Division I athletes today are built by specialization through year-round training in their youth. 92% of athletes in college today believe that specializing in one sport in year-round schedule that is what got them a scholarship. Tiger Woods is a prime example of this, the GOAT of golfing. He started swinging his club before the age of 2, and now he's the greatest golfer.
The game doesn't stop here. Who won? That's up for you to decide. Have your voice here on the PCHS Instagram. That's all the time we have here for the Debatables. We'll see you next time. As always, go Bulls.
That wraps it up on this Friday's edition of Bullseye News. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and like our YouTube page. If you'd like to see something aired on the news, send us an email at pchstvproductions@gmail.com.
We'll see you next week. Have a great Friday, and as always,
Go Bulls!